Guys, it's April 5th. It's a Wednesday, and I haven't really done too many videos in a while, and I'm actually just checking in because there's been some interesting things that have happened to my daughter. Recently, her foot was injured, and I talked to you guys a lot about, these social issues that we have, especially right now in the country. So I just think that it's important to share these experiences. And literally my daughter just, got hurt and on her toe, she fractured it. And about a week later, we took her to the hospital. There was a lot going on for reasons I don't even want to get into as to why we waited so long, but nonetheless, she was in pain for that week. And, it was like, we were there, and we went to a hospital. Well, my mother took her to a hospital where people, nurses and doctors who are fully capable and have all the sophistication and technology that they need to, take care of these things. It was literally a fracture to the toe. And she walked out of there with like toilet paper on her foot, it looked like. And I'm just like, now, mind you, my mom is an amazing, beautiful Spanish woman who, has an accent. So when she speaks in English, there's an accent there. And I gotta tell you guys, I have seen so many times, just in my experiences, seeing how people talk to her, that they like continuously talk down to her. And think about it, like, this is an 11-year-old kid who has a hurt toe, and still like, just the audacity that people have to just undermine, and it's like, it's just a job to them, So anyways, we've just been going around in circles trying to get her the right help. The hospital didn't help her. Medicaid doesn't cover the specialists that are in the area and available to help her. I believe my mom had to come out of pocket, for us to finally get some assistance. And anyways, I haven't been there because as a single parent, I work and can't do all the things that my kids need me to do. So anyway, so I have my daughter here, my older daughter, and she's going to share with you a little bit of what she experienced with the actual doctor and the way he treated her once she finally did get help. So here is Aliana.
I like you.
I don't think she's gonna
Cheers.
Hello.
Let's give Aliana a chance to tell her story.
Hello. I am Maria Smith. My name is Aliana. I
Talk nice and clear.
was looking for a place to, help me with my foot and that kind of thing, and because it was really painful and it was swollen for about
It was.
for about 3 to 4 days, and it was really troubling because usually when I hurt my foot and things like that, because it happens all the time. So usually when it happens, the swelling doesn't last that long. And it was just scary and all that stuff, and then I used to try to walk on it, and if I stubbed the toe at all, which I'm known to do for a long time, it would hurt as if I was yanking at it or stabbing it with like little knives. It just hurts so bad, even when I walked on it too. My parent. And when I went to the hospital to check it out, they just took an x-ray. They told me that it was gonna be okay and that it's just a tiny little toe fracture, and it didn't feel that way. And then when I went to another specialist, they said that it was a lot, but the hospital, it was literally like 2 rounds of like medicine tape that was very, very thin, so it was like almost as thin as toilet paper, and it went around and they added like little sharp needles to hold them pieced together, so it kind of like hurt a little bit, and because it was so skinny. And then it came off immediately, like it didn't even last for a day. And so when they checked out the fracture in another place, they said that it was a little bit worse than the hospital said it was. Well, I got a little nervous, but it was okay because it was gonna be fine. And then we went to another doctor, and this was the one we went to today. And this person, he was specialist. He was a specialist in bones and like fractures like mine, but more above the waist. And it wasn't that pleasant because the whole time he was there, he was just saying like, "Hey, it's gonna be okay. You're gonna be fine. We just need to check an X-ray." And so when they heard about the X-ray, my grandmommy heard about the X-ray, we're like, okay, that's fine. But he said it's gonna come with like a $20-$30 charge, and my grandma couldn't do that because she could barely afford to get her car fixed. So we were just waiting there, getting answers of what we could do, and I said, okay, what you need is a boot, which is like a little shoe thing, crutches, and you need an X-ray so I can do my own work. Keep in mind, they had the other X-rays already, so they could just look at those. But they had to get their own X-rays in order to fix it, even though I've gone to countless different times where if you have something, you can work with it. But then, they need money, and they need another X-ray. So, what I did is, I ended up asking about the boot. And they said, a boot? Not like a real boot thing, but it's just for like toe fractures and foot fractures. There's different kinds. So he prescribed me one of them. He prescribed me one, and crutches. So he said that the boot would cost like $75 on top of the $30 for the X-ray, and then on top of that, they'd be the crutches. So that's like a lot of money to spend on just one visit, and we'd have to wait to get it. So me and my grandma were just like, no, don't think we can do that. And we were.
You don't have that kind of money. Where do you get it from?
What did we were like, what are we gonna do? Like, if we don't have the money for it, we can't heal it. It's gonna get worse. So I was thinking about it, and before we left, actually, the man, he was being very, very, very disrespectful to my grandma. Yeah. Very disrespectful, talking down to her and all that stuff, and like laughing.
Say that again. Talking down to her.
He was like talking down to me and my grandma and stuff, and making sure that we paid money. Because if we didn't pay money, he wasn't gonna do anything. Keep in mind, he did have the X-rays already. He just wanted extra X-rays for more money. So after that happened, so yeah, I was just like, no, can't do that. And so he was like laughing at the fact he was like, I can't do anything if you don't give me money. So I'm like, we don't have enough money to give you for this. And he just didn't feel like me and my grandma were enough. We were not trustworthy to have him give it to us before we left. So it was just really, really bad. It just didn't work out very well. So we ended up going out of the car. We're like, we want to go to the beach. It's like 93 something degrees outside. We're just like really, really hot. Want to go dip in the beach? He said, yeah, sure. And then I told my grandma, you know what? I remember when I went to St. Mary's, they said, you don't need crutches, but if it gets worse, just call and we'll let you know. So I called them the day before, today, and I said, hey, I need crutches and it's not working. She goes, as long as you have a prescription from a medical doctor, for a boot or crutches, whatever you need, as long as you have the prescription paper thing signed by the doctor, you can get anything you need. So so after the end of the call, I'm like, okay, thank you, and I ended up saying, okay, well, I told Grandma, I remember that she said that I could go back to St. Mary's, so we ended up going because we were close anyways. So when we got there, we told them, I need a boot and some crutches. And they said, we can help you out. Maybe not the boot, because the boot is more for the pediatrician, I think it is. But like the physical person who would know exactly what boot I needed. And so like I couldn't get that one, but I got crutches. And then I went to a different medical room that was just like people who are gonna be in and out. And I just sat in a hospital bed for like 2 minutes. And then he came, and the doctor came. And it was funny because he was my sister's doctor that helped her with the lip surgery because she busted her lip open. So I had to get that. And so that doctor said, no, we can get you a boot. We can get it from the adult section. I'm like, really? Cool. So we got the boots, the crutches, and we got it all for free. We didn't have to pay anything. He saw the x-rays. He was fine. He didn't need any more x-rays for more money. And we didn't even need my insurance to cover it because it was all free. So we got everything we needed. And yeah, it worked out perfectly fine. It was actually really, really good because we didn't have that much money to spend. So yeah, and yeah, that's good for me and stuff like that. So so it wasn't like the boot that I got was good. It fit me perfect because they asked for my size and my height for my crutches, everything I needed. And it's not like a real boot. I'll show you what it is. This is the boot. It opens so you can adjust how you want it, how you need it to be bigger or smaller to your appropriate size, and it's my shoe size. And it has these to grip onto the floor, and these in here as comforters. So it's nothing much, but it is something that does help. And the person who wrapped me this time did a lot better job at wrapping it. It looks like so much better than the first one that I did. So, and I got my crutches and everything that I needed. So yeah, that's about it. I guess thanks for watching.
Love you guys. Subscribe if you want to.
You don't have to, but leave a like if you can. All right, peace out.